Hold up, say that again. We're live and direct.
Like, just so a nice way to think about life, or what the meaning of life is that there's like no greater meaning to life. And what I mean by that is that, like, life has no greater meaning. But the thing about life is, being alive also means, like, being subjective. Like, subjective means, like, for example, like, look at our Constitution. It's a living document, which means it's subject to change. It can change based on the opinion or how you read it.
So you're saying that some things in life have the power to...
Some things in life have no true meaning other than what you will give it. Our language, for example.
That's pretty fucking deep.
Every single word in our language is just a sound, if you really think about it. It has no meaning unless... But we read it in a way that we pick up that sound and we develop that into a message.
Because everything was given meanings, you know what I mean?
Everything was given meanings. Everything was given meanings. Therefore,
where does it come from? You know what I mean?
Such is life.
Oh, so you're saying, like, where does life come from?
Such is life. Some things have no explanation and have a start.
I feel like life has an explanation, but I feel like we're not, as humans, we're not capable enough and we're not smart enough to fully understand it. It's all faith. That's what kind of, like, in my past, honestly, like, to be hold up, let me finish. To be, like, completely honest, like part of the reason why, like, I kind of drifted toward, like, and lean towards, like, Christianity was for that exact same purpose. Was because, like, I've noticed that, like, in life, like, everything is fucking faith. Like, everything takes faith. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not faith in God per se, but it's just faith in general. And, like, that's all Christianity is. It's just a faith religion. Like, you have to believe even though it makes no goddamn sense. You know what I mean?
The hard part about, like, finding the answers to...
But it's like even if it was true, like, that leaves so many answers that are or questions that are left unanswered. You know
the hard part is, like, the fact that we're all human. We have a lifespan. We will be born. We will give birth, die eventually. We have all of our work is limited to our own lifespan. Like, nobody, like, after they die can, like, just keep working on whatever they have and develop something. They're not in the same, like, realm as us, if you think about it, when they're dead.
Yeah, and that's trippy. Because we don't know what's going to happen after.
If you're going to ask me what scientifically life is the transfer of energy, information, and the passing off of it, and the passing on of it. The constant process and cycle of energy. Which we see this. There's, like, a constant life cycle and the circle of life with what organisms eat each other. They're cycling that energy throughout that they need to survive, and it eventually recycles itself. Life, I feel like, is just a carrier or, like, a pathway for that energy to exist.
Do you think it's also a pathway to something greater?
I mean,
greater than human capacitation? Is that?
I will be honest. Among how beautiful Earth is, it's probably not the most beautiful thing in this galaxy. This easily cannot be the pinnacle of what was created. Because if you really think about it, there's got to be a planet out there that is more perfect for life than here, and just happens to not have life. The thing is, everything's subjective. What we can call hospitable, for example, could mean completely something else to
another type of person.
To another type of person, or like, look at the different biomes we all live in. For example, someone who lives in Afghanistan would say that fucking Siberia is uninhabitable entirely, and somebody who lives in Siberia would say Afghanistan is completely uninhabitable. But yet, there are people in both. Now, imagine that, but planets and other, like, celestial bodies.
Wait. So do you believe in aliens? Like, okay, not like, when I say aliens, hold up. When I say aliens, I don't mean like the stereotypical giant green head. You know what I mean? I mean different
amount.
I mean different,
yes, I know what you
other
mean.
versions of Earth in different places.
I mean, there's a lot of Earth-like planets. You can't just say other versions of.
No,
Earth.
but you know what I mean. You know how Earth operates. We talk. We have a society. We have norms. We have all this. You know what I mean?
Probably because the thing is, or at least there's no chance. There's a very minuscule, tiny chance that this is something that is only found here. I know that's nearly impossible. There are billions, untold billions of other planets that have a Goldilocks zone with a habitable amount of water and oxygen, an oxygen-rich atmosphere. The reason why our atmosphere and everything here is so the thing is, Earth, our Goldilocks zone is perfect for carbon-based organisms. Ever noticed how we all use carbon, oxygen, and everything in that specific table?
Yeah.
In the building blocks of life for here.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine that in other worlds too, but if you could divert something differently, for example, let's see, did you watched Alien, right? That film actually explores what a silicone-based organism would be.
What?
So the alien is a silicone-based organism.
That's why it looks like that?
That's why it has that hard armor, the acidic blood, because all of those are of a different energy level when it comes
trippy. I didn't even notice that. I thought they were just basic aliens, so they explained it.
Yeah, there's a lot of explanation behind this.
Damn.
I just expended all of my.
I just feel like life. You know what I think about life? I feel like life is one giant test.
I just
to prove who you really are. I feel like life is just almost it's almost like a giant tournament of the greats, and only the greats will survive. You know what I mean?
Is when traits that an animal has that are not beneficial to its survival will either disappear, or if that animal cannot change those traits, it will go extinct.
Oh yeah.
Darwinism is natural selection. Natural selection is just what we call it now. Charles Darwin is the one who proved natural selection. Actually, he's the one who first put evidence for it, and that actually was proven. The way he did this was on the Galapagos Islands. He proved that the different species of thrush on each island, had adaptations to whatever food they were eating. For example, one island that had nothing but hard nuts and no small insects that they could eat.
Yep.
Their bills became bigger to crush nuts. Meanwhile, I just lost my train of thought.
Come on. So I think that might be it. Yeah. This is the end of the podcast. Thank you for joining.
See Kyle.
I don't know what the fuck that means, and I'm not responsible for what that may mean. I'm just fucking with you. Ladies and gentlemen, signing off.